Hi, everyone. I'm May, and I am so happy you're here today.
And I am Mr. J. It is great to be back with you all.
Today, we are talking about something so exciting. We are talking about the future.
That is right. Specifically, how to answer the question, tell me about your future plans.
This is a huge topic because if you listen until the very end of today's episode, you will learn exactly how to talk about your dreams, your career, and even your weekend plans without getting stuck on complicated grammar.
Most learners fail here because they think they only need one verb, but we are going to show you 3 different ways to sound natural. This skill will help you in job interviews and in making new friends.
I need this too. Sometimes I just say, I will go, and then I stop. It feels a bit boring.
You aren't alone, May. Before we dive into the secrets of the future tense, make sure you subscribe to the J and May English podcast so you never miss a lesson.
Yes, join our community. Okay, Mr. J, let's start with the basics. When someone asks about my future, where do I begin?
The simplest way is using going to. We use this for plans we have already decided on.
So, if I already bought a ticket for a movie, I say I am going to see a movie?
Exactly. It's a solid plan. A simple trick for you is to remember that going to is like a bridge. It connects what you decided yesterday to what you do tomorrow.
That makes sense. But what if I am not 100% sure? Like maybe I want to go to the park, but I haven't decided yet.
Then we use will. We use will for instant decisions or things we think might happen.
Oh, so I think I will go to the park sounds less certain than I am going to the park.
You've got it. Will is more like a guess or a quick choice. Going to is a firm plan.
This part is vital because I used to use them the same way. Does it sound weird to native speakers if I mix them up?
Not weird, but it changes the meaning. If you say, I will marry him the moment he asks, that is a reaction. If you say, I am going to marry him, it sounds like you have already sent the invitations.
That is a big difference. I don't want to send invitations by accident.
Definitely not. Now, let's look at work. Many students want to talk about their career. How would you say you want a new job, May?
I am going to find a new job next year.
Good. Now try to add a why. The why makes your English sound deeper.
I am going to find a new job because I want to use my English skills more.
Perfect. You used going to for the plan and because to give more information. This is how you move from a beginner level to a more natural flow.
It feels a bit long to say going to all the time, though. Can I shorten it?
In casual speech, people often say gonna, but be careful. Only use gonna when speaking with friends, never in a formal writing test.
Got it. I'm gonna travel to London. It sounds much faster.
It does. But since we're practicing for all situations, let's stick to the clear version for a moment. What is a big dream you have for the future, May?
I really want to open a small cafe. I love coffee and talking to people.
That is a wonderful goal. To talk about big dreams, we can also use I hope to or I plan to.
I hope to open a cafe. That sounds very professional.
It is. I hope to shows a desire. It's a great phrase to use when you're talking about things that might take a long time to achieve.
Is I plan to the same as I am going to?
Very similar, but I plan to sounds a bit more organized. It suggests you're already thinking about the steps.
So I can say, I plan to save money this year so I can open my cafe.
Exactly. You are building a very clear picture of your future.
I feel like I'm learning so much already. I used to just say I want, but I plan to or I hope to sounds much better.
It really does. Using a variety of words shows that you have a better control of the language.
What about the very near future, like what I'm doing in 5 minutes?
For the very near future, we actually use the present continuous. I know it sounds like a grammar trap, but it is actually a simple trick. You can say, I am meeting a friend in 10 minutes.
Wait, I am meeting sounds like I am doing it right now. Does that not confuse people?
That is a great question. We add a time word to make it clear. Words like tonight, Soon or at 5 o'clock, tell the listener that the action hasn't started yet.
Oh, I see. So I am eating dinner means I have a fork in my hand right now, but I am eating dinner at 8 p.m. is my plan for later?
Spot on. This part is vital because native speakers use this form constantly for their schedules. If you have an appointment or a date, this is the most natural way to say it.
I am going to the dentist tomorrow morning, like that?
Exactly. It sounds very certain. It sounds like it is already written in your calendar.
This is so helpful. I used to think the future was only about the word will, but will feels a bit like a robot sometimes, doesn't it?
Well, it can. I will go to the store. I will buy bread. It sounds a bit like a computer program. Using I'm going to or I'm buying makes you sound much more human and relaxed.
I want to sound human. So if I'm at a restaurant and the waiter asks for my order, do I say I am going to have the pizza or I will have the pizza?
Most learners fail here. In that specific moment, you should use will. Remember, will is for decisions made at the moment of speaking. You looked at the menu, you decided, and you said it.
Ah, the instant decision rule. So if the phone rings, I say I'll get it.
Perfect. I'll is the short version of I will. It's very common. I'll help you, I'll call you back, or I'll have the coffee.
Okay, so will for quick choices and going to for plans I made at home before I left.
You're a natural, May. Now, let's talk about a mistake I see all the time. Many people say, I will go to home.
Is that wrong? It sounds okay to me.
It's a very common error. We never use to with the word home. We just say, I am going home or I will go home.
Oh, I definitely say to home sometimes. I need to delete that to from my brain when I talk about my house.
Just imagine home is a special place that doesn't need a bridge. You just go straight there.
I like that. I'm going home to sleep. Speaking of sleeping, what about my plans for the weekend? Should I use going to for that too?
Yes, because usually by Friday you have already thought about your weekend. I'm going to visit my parents, or I'm going to clean my apartment.
What if my plan is just to do nothing?
That is still a plan. You can say, I am going to relax, or I am going to take it easy.
Take it easy. I like that phrase. It sounds very chill.
It is. It means to rest or not do anything stressful. It's a great phrase to use when people ask about your vacation plans, too.
I am going to Italy and I'm going to take it easy on the beach. That is my dream future.
That sounds like a perfect plan. But what if things change? Life isn't always certain. How do we talk about plans that are not 100% sure yet?
Maybe we use the word maybe?
That is one way, but there are even better ways to sound like an advanced beginner. We can use maybe, but we can also use might or probably. These words are like a volume knob for your certainty.
Oh, I like that comparison. So might is like low volume certainty?
Yes, if you say, I might go to the gym later, it means there's a chance, but you haven't decided yet. Maybe you will, maybe you'll stay on the couch.
I usually stay on the couch if I use might. What about probably?
Probably is higher volume. It means you're about 80% sure. I'll probably cook dinner at home tonight.
This part is vital because it helps you avoid making promises you can't keep. If I say, I'm going to help you move house, my friend will expect me there. But if I say, I might help you, they know I'm busy.
Precisely. It manages expectations. Now, let's try a little challenge. Imagine someone asks you, where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is a classic interview question.
That is a scary question. Okay, let me try. In 5 years, I hope to be a manager, and I probably will live in a bigger apartment.
Excellent. You used hope to for the big goal and probably will for the living situation. It sounds very realistic and professional.
Thanks, Mr. J. But what if I want to talk about something I'm definitely not doing? How do I say a negative future plan?
We just add not. For example, I am not going to work this weekend, Or for will, it becomes won't.
Won't, is that will not?
Yes, I won't be late, or I won't forget. Won't is very common in spoken English. It's much more natural than saying will not every time.
I won't give up on my English studies.
That's the spirit. You are doing so well. We have covered going to for plans, will for quick choices, the present continuous for schedules, and might for possibilities.
It feels like a lot, but when we break it down like this, it's actually quite simple. It's all about how sure you are.
That is the best way to think about it. The future isn't just one tense, it's a toolkit. You pick the tool that fits your feeling.
Before we finish, I have one more question. What if I'm talking about a dream that's almost impossible? Like, I want to fly to the moon.
For those dream scenarios, we often use would like to. It's very polite and shows a wish. I would like to travel to space one day.
I would like to have a conversation with a native speaker without feeling nervous.
That is a goal you will definitely reach, May, especially if you keep practicing like this.
Thank you, Mr. J. I feel much more confident now. I can talk about my coffee shop dreams and my weekend plans.
I'm glad to hear it. Remember, the key is to start using these phrases today. Don't wait for the perfect future.
You're right. No more academic talk, just real conversation. We have covered so much today.
We certainly have. From gonna to won't, you've mastered the basics of looking ahead.
I hope everyone listening feels the same way. Now we want to hear from you.
Yes, we have a question for all our listeners.
Tell us in the comments, what is one thing you are going to do this weekend?
Use the phrases we learned today to practice your English.
We can't wait to read your plans. Thank you for listening to the Jay and May English Podcast.
See you in the next episode.